Okay, so welcome to Champs Club, and let me just say, as we get things rolling, I'm going to kind of do a little Cutco commercial for what the Cutco job is, or can be, or was for me. Now, I was supporting a wife and kids back in the 1900s, and there was no virtual demos, there was no online anything. It was driving to Orem to do a demo, and then driving to Pleasant Grove, driving to American Fork when I was going to school at BYU, and I'd do demos in the south part of the valley, Spanish Fork and Springville. When I was deciding when and where I was going to be working most days. But I would leave campus. And so I considered the job, Cutco, and college. So there's two things, college and Cutco, right? The double C edge, if you will, right? The double C edge, college and Cutco. They were both my responsibility. They were both my job. They're both vocationally related. Does everyone understand that? Like, as a husband, I had wife and two kids. So my job was to go to college and make my tuition money worth it, right? Make my tuition money well spent. And then it was also to pay the bills. I had to work, right? And so I used to do about 8 to 10 demos a week. I would say 12 during a special push period before we went to Olean, before we went to the trip. A certain week where I wanted to go big, I would do 12 demos during school. But most weeks during school, it was 8 demos. And I personally, this is me personally, it's opposite of a lot of students nowadays. But I used to consider Monday through Thursday the days I wanted to go hard at school and the job. This is totally not, I'm not telling you to do this. This is what I did though. I wanted to work 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., where I did school, we'll call it 8 to 12, because I would get up at 7, right? Or earlier than that, but I would get to school and kind of get things going. 7 to 12 was like school, 12 to 5 was Cutco. And it was 12 to 5, meaning drive to someone's house, do a demo, drive to someone else's house, do a demo, and then drive home. That might have been 4, it might have been 3.5, might have been 5 hours, right? Like that was kind of what it was. 7 to 5, and sometimes later, and I would do my homework in the evening. That's just how I did it. Or I would do homework in the afternoon and I would sell in the evening. If you're not in school, some of you that I'm looking at, you're not in school, so that's fine. But the point is, I was about 8 demos to 12. And a lot of you don't have a wife and two kids, a spouse and two kids. Some of you do, right? So I want to talk about the power of consistency and what that means to you at the end of a semester. At the end of a semester, we'll call it 3 or 4 months, 3 or 4 months. So if someone does 3 demos a week only, 3 demos a week, right? You could have 18 credits. You could work one half a Saturday per week. You could work Thursday night, Friday. Oh, let me go back to that Monday through Thursday. I personally wanted to be done with school and Cutco by Friday so that I had the whole weekend off. That's how I did it. Let me back up. That's how I did it. I am not saying that that's what most people nowadays do. A lot of students, if I'm you right now in your heavy duty school, I would say work a Tuesday or a Thursday night, a Wednesday or Tuesday or some night of the week, one night a week, and then work 3/4 of Saturday, 2/3 of Saturday. And like you work like one evening and a Saturday per week, and you do 3, 5, 7, or 10 demos. If you're going to do 7 to 10 demos, you're probably going to work 2 or 3 nights a week and half a Saturday. That's how a lot of students nowadays, they go for what's called weekend warrior. There's something on the newsletter called Weekend Warrior, and Weekend Warrior just means you sold at least $500 over the weekend, and it's cool to be recognized for being a weekend warrior. Okay, so thumbs up, we're all tracking. I was early half of the week, be done with work and school for the most part by Thursday night. Friday I'd go to class. Saturday or Friday I'd do like do like a demo on Friday, or Saturday do like 1 or 2 demos, work half a day and be super casual if I wasn't already at my goal. Now, Seth and Ashley, if I was already at my goal in sales by Thursday night, I didn't work Friday, I didn't work Saturday, I didn't work Sunday. But reverse that for a lot of students nowadays. They might not even work at all on Monday through Thursday. That's fine. And then just work hard on Friday, Saturday. And you can be a weekend warrior that way. And you can still do 3, 5, 7, or 10 demos. Nod your head if you understand. I'm getting at how to do and what would it mean. So 3 demos, back to where we were. Call it 16 weeks. If you were at 0, which everyone in this workshop is not at 0, none of you are at 0 in sales that I know of. Okay. So what that means is if you're not at 0 in sales, you're going to make more money than what's on the screen. Like you'll make more because you're already over a certain pay raise that a person who's at zero is still at zero. If you did 3 demos a day, you're working half a week or half a day in the week. Half a day of work a week times 16 weeks is 48 demos. That's 24 orders if you're not even that good. I say that because the less demos you do, the closer you're going to be to 50% sales ratio. The more demos you do, you'll probably sell 75%. But the less demos you do, you'll probably only sell half the time, we'll pretend. You might be more, but we'll just keep it super modest in the estimate. 24 orders, $400 average order-ish, right? This is a little bit, this is like a 450 average order, right? So you could make it 28 orders or 30 orders and have a $400 average order, or you could do half the time selling in a little healthier average order. By the way, our division average order is way above 400. So this is safest estimate still. 24 orders, you can read 11,000. Your income from zero in sales is now $2,456 in 16 weeks. So that's, that's 150 bucks a week and you're only doing 3 demos. You guys take 2,400 over 16 weeks, divide it out. That's a $150 paycheck average per week. Well, that's $50 a demo. $50 a demo. Not 21, it's $50 a demo, only selling half the time. You're going to win President's Club. You're going to be making dirty 30. You're going to be 30% commission. How many guys could handle $150 for like 5 hours, 4 hours of work? 3 demos is $50 a demo. That's not even counting no sales. That's counting no sales and sales. So that's 50 bucks a demo if you're only doing 3 demos a day, a week. 5 demos. You're increasing your work by 66%. You're going from 3 to 5. You're doing 2 more demos in a week, 16 weeks. At the end of 16 weeks, you're 80 demos in. You're going to sell 60%. That right there is where you wind up doing 48 orders, right? That is exactly 60%. 60% times an average order, that's $19,000 in sales. That's 5 grand. Notice you increase your work by 66%, but your income is double. Why? Because you have a lot more in sales above 30%, right, Adriana? A lot more in sales above 30%. So if you're busy, boyfriend, fiance, girlfriend, wife, husband, kids, that's not even counting school, 12 credits, 13, 18, 16 credits, right? You play pickleball religiously, you watch football religiously, whatever it is, right? You still are only doing 5 demos a week. You're making 5 grand over the course of 4 months. That's 1,250 bucks a month. 1,250 bucks a month is about 300 bucks a week. Again, double the income. So you're wind up looking at President's Club. You're making 35% for the rest of your life. And in the summer, you start the summer at 35%. That's baller, right? That's baller income. 7 demos. So now you're double the work, right? You're double. You're above 3 demos. You're double. And at the end of the month, at the end of the semester, you've done 112 demos. That doesn't even feel like a lot. Some people do 50 demos in a week. You could do that in 2 weeks, right? That's 3 weeks of work for some people, but super part-time. 1 demo a day. 1 demo a day. At the end of the semester, you're going to sell 68 orders at 60% closing, and you're going to sell almost 30 grand. You're going to make $7,500. You're going to get President's Club. You will have gotten almost to 45%, but you're at 40% commission very quickly. And now you're talking about 7 demos a week, right? Earning you almost 8 grand or $7,000 modestly. Divide that into 16 weeks. You're not quite $500 paycheck per week. Not quite $500 per week. Probably 450 a week is what you're earning. 450 a week doing a demo a day. That's a spiritual thought. 450 a week doing a demo a day. Or just work 7 demos on a Saturday. Or do 2 on Friday, 5 on Saturday, 3 on Friday, whatever there are, 4 on Saturday, right? So two a night, like a Tuesday night demo, 2 on Thursday, and then 4 on Saturday. And your boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, buddies, homies, roommates are all like, where are you rolling in the cash doing? Are you dealing drugs? And you're doing a demo a day, right? When I was with wife and 2 kids, 450 a week was way more than I even needed in the 1900s to pay my bills, right? Like that was pretty cool money. And if you really want to go large, which is like a big Saturday and 2 evenings a week, a big Saturday and 2 evenings a week, 10 demos a week, 16 weeks later, you've done 160 demos. That's easy math. 96 orders it seems like a lot, but in reality, 60% closing. It's not even cuckoo maguku results. right? And now you're at 40 G's in sales, 11 or 12 grand in income. President's Club, if you're in school, raise your hand. That's a scholarship. During the semester, I promise you, I've done this for 25 years, coached reps to win scholarships. That is easily a scholarship. If you're at 40K at the end of the semester, heck, at 7 demos a day, you might actually, holy moly, you might even win a scholarship right there. I think many of your managers, Patrick is one of them, I think he won a scholarship at only 7 demos a day numbers here, 27 at the end of the semester. But 38 grand in sales, I promise you, you'll be looking at having earned a scholarship if you're in school. You have to be in 12 credits or more to earn a scholarship. But again, you're only doing a demo a day, demo and a half a day, demo and a half a day. This is 10 demos a week, 1 to 1.5 demos a day. President's Club scholarship, you're making 45% by the time the summer happens. You'll be making 20 grand, 30 grand, 40 grand in the summer. And by the way, it's really cool actually when you're selling Cutco and making $1,000 paycheck a week during the summer or 750 bucks a week during the school year, and you're looking for jobs and you're already earning more than the jobs pay that you're trying to get. Now, if you're already earning as much or more than other jobs are going to offer you post-college, because some of you are seniors, juniors in college, if you're making more than what the jobs you're applying for, by the way, you're applying for the jobs because they're in your major. Like you want to be that when you grow up. Like you want to be whatever the thing you're applying for. That's like something you spent 40, 50 grand, 3 to 4 years in college learning how to do. There's nothing wrong with getting a job in your major, right? But when you're already earning as much money as the jobs you're applying for are paying, you have a different mentality in the job hunt. A lot of college kids, a lot of college grads get the first job they get offered, and they're like going to church, fired up, praying, thank you, heavenly. They're like so glad that they get the job, the first job they get offered. They're like so grateful. Well, I'm not saying you shouldn't be grateful. I'm saying it's pretty cool to go into the job hunt and you're already making 60 grand a year, 80 grand a year because of the Cutco job with the flexibility and the freedom that Cutco offers you. And you can take vacations when you want and no matter what, no one's going to make you do anything. It's kind of fun as a Cutco sales rep to have that freedom and flexibility, to have that earning potential and confidence in the job hunt. Confidence in the job hunt is so cool. There are so many CSPs in our company that did not study knifeology or anything that's Cutco related, but they chose to stay with the company because they haven't found another company that's going to give them 6 vacations a year at their leisure and pay them 6 figures a year at their leisure. In fact, no one's going to limit their income. A salary means a limited income. Does everyone understand that? Like a salary that people like go for. I want to get this salary. I want to get this salary and get this number of. It's a really cool opportunity when you're already making that type of cash. Doesn't mean you don't stay with Cutco forever. It doesn't mean you do. But it's nice to earn that type of cash. And what did I just talk about? Doing 3, 5, 7, or 10 demos a week. I think that's food for thought, and it's pretty awesome. Okay. Now, just because I can, and I have 13 minutes to go in with our Champs Club workshop here, I think it's worthwhile for us, excuse me, to not take 2 minutes, take 13 minutes or whatever we have, right? And not look at my profit and loss statement, but oh my gosh, let me stop the ad that's going to play on YouTube. And oh, good, it's on silent. That's amazing. Okay, so go here, and I want to go here to that. Okay, so what I want to take a second and do is sometimes it gets glossed over in training, in advanced training. And so I want to talk just for a moment about what we used to call the secret weapon. So if you're taking notes, I think it's wise to write down a couple things here, okay? We used to call this the secret weapon. Frankly, it's in your manual as the secret weapon. In fact, if I can, excuse me, draw your attention to page 9. Everyone knows page 9. We click on page 9. There's page 8. Okay, so we go to page 9, and actually, when we drop down to the galley, there's a thing that says, if your customer is so close, guys, nod your head up and down when you've gotten to a point in the demo. I don't care if it's a homemaker or a galley, where it's like they're right on the verge. They're so close, right? Whether it's a starter set or something. One of the things that often gets glossed over because we cover it in advanced training and then we sometimes don't cover it ever again and people forget. And when you forget something, you just forget it and you don't bother talking about it. But we used to call this the trade-in special or the secret weapon. Now, if you say, "Is Miss Jones, let me show you our secret weapon," she's like, "What are you gonna mean secret weapon? What are you gonna do to me? Like, are you gonna like hypnotize me? What's this secret weapon business?" So you can't call it a secret weapon to your customers, number one. Number two, the trade-in special. Well, when you're doing an online demo from the study room at the business building at Utah State University, Ashley, you can't really have someone trade in their knives. But we used to, because every demo was in person, people would hand you, like they hand you the iPhone 8 when they upgrade to the iPhone 10, 12, 15, 16, right? They hand you a crappy beater car, a crappy kids beater car to upgrade to their new car, right? You trade in your old car to get your new car. Heck, you trade in your old hair color to get a new hair color, right? Like people kind of trade in stuff when they buy stuff, right? So we used to call this the trade in special. So the three things that are synonymous, give me three fingers. The three things that are synonymous in this situation is what we call the secret weapon. And when you're doing in-home demos, trade in special and the friends and family discount. So those three things are the same one thing. They're the same one thing. So trade in special, secret weapon, friends and family discount. Okay. And before you even go to the galley set, I'm going to tell you right now, you should use this every demo. So if you just wrote down trade in special, friends and family discount, or any of the above, I want you to equate that and then say, use it every demo, minimum one time. Because if you talk about the trade in or the secret weapon or the friends and family discount on the ultimate, the signature, or the homemaker, anywhere you'd started, they know it's available on the galley. They know it's available on the starter set. And if they're on that moment, look at me, when they're like right there, oh, they're like right at that moment where they're so close to buying that set. That set could be the essentials, it could be the signature set. When they're right there, I'm going to remind you, you want to use what we call trade-in special, secret weapon, friends and family discount. And it's called, and the key thing I would write down just to remind yourself, the B block deal. The B block, right? In Cutco orders, you go to the B blocks, and the B blocks are the basic set, the basic homemaker, the basic galley, the basic signature set without table knives or steak knives. It's the set that has the block that has the slots for the table knives, but they are buying it without the table knives or the signatures or the table steak knives. So that being said, I want to remind you, you click on B blocks, you sell them, you put this in the cart, the ultimate, the signature, the Santoku signature, the galley, the homie, all the things, right? You put that in the cart, and then in general with table knives, if you want to write it down, it's always buy one, get the rest for free. Buy one, Adriana, get the rest for free. Buy one, gets five for free on the Galley Plus 6. Galley Plus 6 is a buy a Galley B block. Buy one table lamp, get the five for free. Essentials, buy the Essentials B block, right? Buy one table knife, get four for free. Studio Plus 4, buy the Studio B block, get one table knife that you buy and three for free. Ultimate signatures. On the ultimate signatures, just give them all for free. It's not a big difference. It's a big enough order. You don't necessarily have to worry about it. But then again, when they're going to spend that much money on a signature or an ultimate B block, awesome, right? Buy one, get the rest for free, or just buy the set and get all of them for free. Steak knives. Steak knives, my advice is minimum buy two, get the rest for free. And again, these are only available on the signature and the ultimate. Nod your head if you remember that, right? Steak knives. So I would at minimum buy two or buy three. It's either buy two steak knives or buy three steak knives and get the rest for free. Steak knives are a lot more, right? They're almost double the price. So, and they're worse on points. Like when you give the CPO goes down a lot when you give steak knives for free versus table knives. So I would always buy two or three steak knives and get the rest for free. This might even be buy two, maybe I don't think it's buy one. It's buy two, get the rest for free. When you drop that from 36 to 3,000, from 27.29 to 21.89, right? They're saving a lot of money. They're saving a payment. The payment was like 560 and now one payment is dropped off. So their payment goes from 590 to 474, right? So anyways, these are your sets. And because I can in the chat box, I'm going to drop these in here. Yeah, I know, Seth. I was thinking about you all yesterday when I saw the stuff with the playoffs. Okay. Side note. So just because I can, let me drop these things in the chat for you guys. And I would have these on your phone. I would have these in your hard drive, like like you could drop this in the chat. If you're doing a Zoom demo, I would definitely always want to have these at your fingertips to give to your customers. So I'm dropping these in the chat. You guys should download it and put them on your desktop, in your folder, whatever you want to do. And then you could text them to yourself, email them to yourself, have them in your documents on your phone if you're doing a virtual. Sometimes the simplicity of either showing it, nod your head if you could show screens and show this, right? Or you could text a slide or two, one of these screenshots to your customers, right? And that's a way. And I just want to remind you, do you remember earlier I said you must show it on an ultimate signature or homemaker? You got to show it at least once because if they know it's in their back pocket, it's in their back pocket. If you show the galley set, which you should, if they don't buy the homemaker, you show the galley, and then all of a sudden they're doing what I'm going to call buying questions. So if you're writing notes, I want to let you know buying questions are absolutely money. Guys, I just spent 5 grand on New Year's Day buying a mattress. Okay. There were so many buying questions that we were asking. Well, what if we get this? What if we do this? What's this? Now, how does this work? And when customers are asking, could I do this trade-in special, Adriana? Could I do this with the galley set? Could I do this in red? Can I do this in classic, in pearl, with the dark block, with the light block? Anytime someone's asking you, what would it look like? Could I do this? Could I do that? Can I get the iPhone 16, but can I get the Pro Max? Can I get it with this? Can I do it with this? Can I get that with this? Can I get this for free? Shoot, go to Chick-fil-A. Can I get this meal with this side? Can I upgrade my side from fries to onion rings? Guys, those are all buying questions. You, as a sales representative, want to listen to that, and they'll ask you about the trade-in on an essential set. And if they ask you about it on a space saver, which you can't do it on, you should still be like, oh, they're asking me the questions. Those are buying questions. Okay. Listen for and understand when someone's asking you details like that, you should be gaining confidence. Even the question in the middle of the demo, can I just get the scissors? Can I just get the spatula? Dude, as soon as someone would ask me, can I just get the spatula spreader? How many of you guys agree people have asked you that before, right? I knew I was selling buy three, get one free on that demo every time. There was net like anyone that asked me, can I just get that knife? In my mind, I'm like, I am gonna drop down like a champion, go from we didn't have the signature or the home or the ultimate, but I was gonna drop down, like I'm gonna do the homemaker, I'm gonna be patient, I'm gonna show the galley, I'm gonna drop down to the starter sets, and I for sure am buying and doing a buy three, get one free. If they ask me on one knife, can I just get that one knife? That would give me enough confidence from the rest of the demo to follow the manual and start at the top and drop down slowly because I already know they want at least one, maybe two or three. If they started asking me, can I just get that? Can I just get free? And I'm not being cocky here. I'm being very, very, upfront with you guys. Those questions are the hints that are telling you the whole time they want to buy, right? Okay, open it up. We got 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I'm sure there's going to be a question here from somebody. Like, oh man, Phil just said that, and I know that just happened. Maybe you got the sale, maybe you didn't get the sale. Maybe you're like, Phil, what about this? What about that? Is there any questions related to this using the buy now bonus, sweetening the buy now bonus, and then maybe using that trade in friends and family secret weapon at least on the larger set so that it's in their back pocket. They ask you about doing it because the buying question comes up. Could I do that with the essential set? Any comments, questions that you guys have? You can type it in the chat or you can just open it up, unmic yourself, unmute yourself. If you have one that would help everybody else here, or maybe it just helps you. You can be selfish. All right. Anybody have a question or a comment? If it struck a chord, if you're like, how do I do this? What can I do better? Anybody? It's like I said, sometimes you forgot about something you learned in advanced training, right? You forgot about something you learned in advanced training. What if they like the knives they are already have? Oh, that's like they already have hunt Hankels or anything. I wouldn't worry about that because nobody has universal wedge lock handle. No one has double D edge. No one has forever guarantee. So here's what I'll say. If they say that on the phone, you book that demo. If someone lives in a house and has kids, I'm booking every demo I can book with anybody. So on the phone, they say we already have good knives. I'm like, awesome. I get paid just to show it. I need to get 14 appointments by Monday. Those three things. I get paid just to show it. I need to get 14 appointments by Monday. So the goal and the deadline. And then an offer of 2 times. Always offer it 2 times. I assume that whatever they said is fine with me, right? I guarantee Cutco impresses them more when they say they already have good knives. So I'm booking every demo with someone that says on the phone, Seth. Now, as we go into the demo, they have Henkels, they have Shun, they have Wüsthof. I'm like, game respects game. The entire NFL 100% knows that they got lucky with Cincinnati not being in the playoffs. They have the Triple Crown receiver, one of the best defensive players, and one of the best quarterbacks in the entire league, and they don't have to go against the Cincinnati Bengals. They're so grateful. Game respects game, right? Like they're just like, man, we're lucky because we know that Cincinnati's better than us. And I'm telling you, 80%, 70% of the people in the playoffs know that they'd lose to Cincinnati. And it's just the way it went this year, right? And so when someone already has Henkels or anything, they're going to respect Cutco. And you do the best demo of your career. Every demo, I'm going to do the best demo of my career because every play in football is designed for a touchdown. So every play I ever do, every demo I ever do, I'm going to go for a touchdown every single play, try to sell an ultimate signature or homemaker because the better value build I do there, the higher I can build that value. That means more likely they're going to buy a galley set or more likely they're going to buy a 5-piece or a starter set. And so if they already have knives they like, right? Now, real quick with straight edge only Henkels, Wüsthof, or Shun, just realize everything double D is on the table. Everything double D is on the table. Steak knives by Shun and everybody are straight edges. What are they doing? They're rubbing straight edges on ceramic plates left and right. So their straight edge Henkels, Wüsthof, and Shun steak knives are going dull left and right. So I'm going to sell them table knives and steak knives. I'm going to sell them trimmers, right? Like the only serrated knife Henkels makes or Wüsthof is the bread knife and a tomato knife. So I'm going to sell them for sure on the trimmer and the bread knife. But the spatula spreader, nobody has a spatula spreader. Their shears are horrible. Our shears are amazing, and they don't even have gadgets. Henkels and Shun and Wüsthof don't have gadgets. They don't have cheese knives, pizza cutters, ice cream scoops. They don't have any of that stuff. And in that case, what I'm doing is I'm being more confident. The more confidence you show, the more likely you sell. All right, guys, we're over by 2 minutes, but thanks for the question, Seth. It was really good. And appreciate you all being here. And last thing, as I stop the recording here, is